Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to make a UFO come flying in, but this tutorial isn't about how to draw the UFO. You could use Illustrator to create a UFO or Photoshop just to speed up the video. I just went on the internet and copied and pasted from one of my first iPhone game I ever made, Board Alien Starfighter. And I'm just going to copy and paste from an old image. I copied and pasted the image and I cut out the UFO that was used in that game, and that's just for this tutorial to speed it up. I just want to show you how to, so once you have your UFO created in Photoshop, you can go File, Export, Quick PNG. You need PNG to have transparent parts. And then I went ahead and saved it into my animation, my folder. I've already done that. And so here we go. I'm going to go into Animate now, and I'm going to create a new layer for the UFO. Okay, and so I'm going to double click and write UFO here, and I'm going to have the UFO come flying in right about here. So we're going to insert a blank keyframe, and we are going to now go File, Import to Stage, and I'm going to find the UFO that I created earlier in Photoshop, hit Open, and since I'm just going to replace. I did this, practice before I made this video. That's why that window popped up, because I had already copied or imported earlier. So there we have the UFO. I'm going to move it up to the top corner because this is where he's going to come from. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some time to our timeline simply by going, let's just say it takes, I don't know, say this long. And we're going to right click and say Insert Frame. And on the layer with the UFO, we're going to right click and say Create Motion Tween. And you go ahead and hit OK. It's going to convert it to a symbol. It's creating a movie clip now. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, by the way, I pulled my toolbars. It used to be over here on the right in all the previous videos. And I just got tired of it being over there. I pulled it over to the left side. And this is just how I used to work in since the old Flash days. I always had my toolbar over here on the left side, so that's how I like it. Anyway, so now I'm going to go ahead and right-click and say, well, I already put a tween, sorry. And then I'm going to go to the last frame and move the UFO where I want him. Okay, I'm going to enlarge him like he kind of flew from the distance. And so, you pick this transform tool. I'm going to hold Shift and enlarge him a little bit. Not too much. You can do it however you want. Now, the cool thing is you can see this dotted line here. And that's the motion tween path. And so if you click off of don't have the UFO selected, and you just hover by the path, how do I do this? Let me get back over here. I need to grab the path, so I need the black arrow. What's going on here? What is going on? So we have this guy here, and I want to alter this path. So to do that, I need to grab a hold of it, and there we go. And I need to bend it. So my cursor changed, and it has a little bendy line next to the cursor. And let me zoom back out. Maybe I just needed to zoom in on it. And so you could actually bend the path and make the UFO zigzag a bit. So, and what I found out was with the white arrow, you could actually click individual points. I think I need to zoom in on it. And you can click individual points in there. Why am I having such a hard time selecting this? Let me make sure every layer is locked. Unlock this, and let me drag over one of these points. Okay. Got the bendy line with the black arrow, kind of bending this thing around. And I want to go ahead and, so So you might have some difficulty like I am. And I'm going to go ahead and drag this around a little bit and kind of make him zigzag. The UFO is going to zigzag a bit. And so now when we go back over, after you move that path, you can see the UFO is going to kind of do a little zipping around formation. And at the end, I could make it a little bigger, I suppose. And so it's pretty cool. You have that it has that ability. And so let's go control test and see what that does. You kind of you alter the path of the UFO, and you could do a little fly around at a zigzag formation. And then we're going to need to make them pause, right? So we could do something. And we're going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and insert some more time. We can put a little bit more time for, dramatic effect. So we're going to go ahead, highlight all the frames, right click them and say insert frame. Okay, and sorry, I'm clicking around like a maniac here. Maybe I should extend my timeline viewing area. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna actually make the UFO, I'm gonna click in the last frame here, and I'm gonna actually move the UFO up a bit. See what that does. So he zigzags around, and then he's gonna slowly raise up like something's gonna happen. And then we're gonna make the robot zap him out of the sky or something crazy like that. Okay, so let's see. Control test. And so he's walking, zooms in, he blinks. It's warning, warning, here it comes, zigzagging in. It's coming up like that. And then we're just gonna have the robot shoot a little laser out of his light in the next tutorial. Okay, so have fun struggling with getting your UFO into the Animate from either Photoshop or Illustrator. It's up to you. Get them on a path that, zigzags, or it doesn't just go in a perfectly straight line, just to get used to bending that line. And you can see I struggled with it a little bit. Hopefully it's easier for you, but if you are struggling, you're not the only one. So anyway, have fun with importing your UFO and having them fly around. Have fun.